Welcome back! We are on the final few legs of JoshL4, everybody, and this level is called Forest Guardian's Maze. And I'm gonna bet you $10 that this hint says all blue walls are real. Yep. Guide the sacred block through the Guardian's Maze. All blue walls are real and all traps are connected horizontally. So I wonder if this means that, is this kind of like a... Yeah, I wonder if this is like a follow-up to Suction Shoe Forest, because that had like a sacred forest and stuff. And this has a bunch of suction boots, so yeah. Okay, so we have to go this way. Let's see, here we go. This looks to be the first one, and all the traps are connected horizontally, so it looks like I'll have to go there. And I'll need to push it out and come back around. Alright. So, do I approach each of the buttons top to bottom? Like, do I go over to the left there next, I wonder? I can't go through that, but I can go through here. Okay, I'm going to assume the answer is yes. Let's just try it out. So I can go down this way. There you go. And then around, and then I can do this. Now, I'm going to assume that every spot you go to with these things is retrievable, since you have to go to every spot, so that would make sense. Now, is there anything on the right side? Doesn't look like it, at least not yet. Alright, so in that case, I will go ahead and go for block, or button number 3, which is this one, it looks like. This is a really clever concept. It's a nice idea for a one-block Sokoban level. Okay, so do I need to push that down, or... See, my concern here... Yeah, see, if I push it over there, I cannot get it back. Wait. Except I totally can. Okay, never mind. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just push it down there anyway. I mean, might as well take care of this bit while we're here, so I'll go ahead and do that. Except now I forgot where this trap was. Is it over there? It is over there. Okay, so it is here on the left side. Alrighty. And now we're getting into this trap button infested spot, so... Wait, why did I just walk into the trap that is not even adjacent to the... Okay. I don't know why I did that. I got distracted by a Facebook notification, and then I was just totally not even looking at where I was going. I'm like, hey, trap. Okay. The first part's a breeze. You just do the obvious stuff. This looks like it could be a kind of a short level if this keeps up. I mean, there's only 10 more buttons to go through, so... I don't think this is really going to take a super long time. But you never know. I mean, this has kind of surprised me before. This set is full of surprises. Alright, here we go. There. And let's go down. And then we'll go over here. See, I'm hoping there's not like an area where you would get stuck and you couldn't come back to it later on if you chose to go that route. I don't know, I always get kind of scared at those sorts of things. Like, there was a level, I think it was from the... I was about to do that again. It was from the other 100 tiles, and it was called Correspondence, I think, or something like that. And basically, you had like a bunch of blocks and a bunch of water spaces, and it was a Sokoban in which you had to figure out which blocks corresponded with which water spaces, and it was brilliantly set up. And there's like only maybe like 1 or 2 combinations that actually worked. But you had to use your wits to figure that out. So I think this is going to be the next stop on our list, is this one. Great, so now we're more than halfway done. Okay, I can't carry that, except I can go that way. So for this one, can I go? Yeah, I can, okay. Except now I'm going to have to make a round trip. Okay, make the round trip, and let's continue. So I can totally do this by going here. There we go. Okay, let's not go down there quite... Wait a minute. Can I go down there later? Oh yeah, I can, okay. Okay, I was kind of worried about that. And now we go in here. There we go. So there's one there, and then I can go... Oh, there's a water space. Okay. Okay, I can extract it from all this stuff. There's no issue here. That's good to know. I'm happy about that. And now I have to make another round trip. I gotta say, like so many levels in this set, this one has amazing aesthetics. I mean, good grief, I love the aesthetics here. I mean, they're awesome. You really feel like you're in this dense area, you know, and it just looks so cool. Okay, I have to go down through this path, and then around. And then... Uh-oh. Okay, let me do this one first. There we go. Alright, so that's first, and then... Wait a minute, I can't actually go down that way. Okay, so let's just move it back through again. At least there's no one-time mechanisms here where you can go through an area only once, which is a big relief. Alright, there we go, and there we go. And now we can get into the water and then go for some suction boots. Sweet, so now what do we do? Well, we gotta avoid teeth for starters. Oh, I see. We need to get some keys now, because I saw some doors down there. I didn't know if they were actually important or if they were just part of the decoration, but it looks like now we've got kind of a maze here with these teeth involved. This would be crazy to optimize, because you'd have to do this at the end every time. Okay, so we only need 4 keys. That's all we need, right? I like how the teeth are sitting atop suction boots. That's kind of funny. I'm trying to imagine them like monkeys, and like the suction boots are bananas and they're protecting them or something. Okay, I know that sounded weird, but that's kind of the image I've got in my head right now. Because, I don't know, suction boots kind of look like bananas, don't they? Like every boot in this game does. Okay, that's done. And now we're onward to Highly Intoxicated Glider Escort. Uh-oh. Guide a glider throughout the entire level. Save the chips above you for last. The blocks in this room must be saved. So is this kind of like a you can't teach an old frog new tricks sort of thing, or you have to do it all at the end, or do I do some of it now? I'm wondering. I don't know. So where ultimately do we need to get to? I'm guessing we need to get this glider over to this area here, right? Because we ultimately need to go through the toggle door. So it looks like we will have to do some of this redirection at the beginning. And that just leads to death. Okay. So the blocks in this room must be safe, so I can't get rid of any of them. I have to go with this. So the obvious question is, how do I get the green key? Because I don't see any way to do that. And this here leads to a teleport. Okay, so that leads there. Okay, this seems to be the solution to that little quandary. I want to make sure not to incur some sort of delay there. Now, it said the blocks in this room must be saved, but they didn't say anything about this one, so I don't know. I'm guessing I had to use that, because I need to get that chip anyway, so that would make sense. And now I can open this up, so that's good. So I'm going to assume that when they say the blocks in this room must be saved, they mean these two over here, because this one I have to push in the water, and that will get that guy out of there and over into the circle, right? So let's push this over there. And as far as this goes, I'm just going to leave it like, well, that may have been a bad idea to do that after putting that there. Can I go back through here? Okay, good. So I can go back through here and I can do this. Okay, perfect. Now I can lead him through. And it turns out I can't actually bridge to the chip. Interesting. Alright, well so far this level is off to a very curious start. I'm wondering where it's going to go. Maybe it's less like you can't teach an old frog and more like redoubled efforts, in that you kind of guide a monster through the whole level. And that may have been the wrong way to do that, but I don't care. Okay, so I'm going to wait for him to come back, and then I'll do a little that sort of thing. And let me just press this down just to have one always on the thing. And by thing, I mean trap button. I know. I keep saying thing. It's a very technical term, thing. Alright, so now we can go across this little tank system here. I'm at a loss for words line. I don't know what to say ever. I don't know. It's weird. Okay. And now I can go inside the red door. So now what do we do? Okay, so it seems that we need to get the glider over here, or we need to get something over here. Maybe one of the blocks. That would make the most sense, right? Well, I can't get the glider there because of that gravel tile, so... yeah, I'm going to assume a block, and I'm going to go ahead and just do this. So this must be what we're saving the blocks for. Or at least one thing that we're saving them for. Alright, so we got that done. Uh-oh. Things like this always kind of worry me, where you have to guide some monster through an obstacle course, but let's just go and get it over with. Okay, so... do I have to go down there with it? See, I don't know what the boundaries of this thing are. Like, what are the parameters with which I'm dealing here? And if I go through there, I need some fire boots to get back, so I don't know. Alright, I'm just going to say that this area here is off limits to all fireballs. Maybe that was a bad idea, because it's looking like I may have to bridge across that. And, yeah, okay. I don't know about that, so let me just look around more. I'm going to guess that I have to use this there, and I have to use this up here, maybe? So what does that glider do? I don't know. See, I don't want to go in that recessed wall thing until I know for sure that that's safe. Okay, let me see what this does. This goes through this, and then it goes out over here, and then loops back around. So wait, that's all it does? It just loops around? Yeah, I don't see what the purpose of that is. Why do I want to release that guy? Well, maybe there's some specialized purpose for later that I'm not seeing. Okay, well, let me go through here and just check it out. There's no harm in checking it out, right? Except I might get trapped, but hey, it comes with the territory. Okay, it's looking like I'm going to have to direct it into the bomb. It makes sense. I think this path will do that. I'm not sure. Let's see. I don't know if I actually thought of that. Okay, good. Okay, now I get the fire boots. Yay. That's kind of a little iffy having that as a blind thing that you have to do, but oh well. Okay, and this... part of me wants to push in that water, but I don't know if that would be right. There's a tank in there. Not sure what to think of that. Okay, there's no invisible wall. I was kind of wondering if there was. Okay, so what is this all about? There's a block. What on earth do I have to do here? Like, what? How do I hold all those down? Like, seriously, what do I do with this? And just as possibly as important, how do I get back? I guess through this? So what's the point of all this? I don't know. Ugh, I wish I knew. Okay. We've explored quite a bit. Okay, now we can go over to that path. Let's try that. Now we got our boots. Let's see if this does any good. And this leads us to a slide. Okay, I think I see the gimmick here. It's a block slide. Oh, I didn't know that was going to go into certain death. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can do this again. I'm going to try it one more time. And now I'm starting to forget exactly what we need to do here, but I believe that was part of it, and I'll do that here in a minute. So first things first, let's do this business. This is a very interesting and very intricate level, and yes, that's exactly what I was afraid would happen the first time. Okay, let's try this again. That is one thing that we're really going to have to watch out for CCLP1 is situations like that, because that sort of thing really, really bothers me. I wish Lynx didn't have that behavior. There we go. Okay, so now that we can do this, I'm going to go ahead and push this up, and then push you into your position. There we go. Alright, so now it's just going to toggle indefinitely. I'm wondering if one day we'll get some flippers. That would be good. Okay, that didn't quite work the way I wanted to, but we'll get it on the next try. And I won't worry about doing that again. I mean, it's kind of a risk. And wow, I just made it through that toggle in time. Okay. Okay, so those are what the trap buttons connect to, huh? Okay, now I see. I saw. Okay. So do I want to go up there? Oh, those are the chips that must be saved for last. Okay. So yeah, don't go there yet until the end, right? Question though is, how do I get a block in there since that water space is below me? Well, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Literally. So now, I need to go here and do the trap button thingy again. I'm still wondering about that glider over here. I mean, because I have to press the button down. I don't see any other way around that. But the glider comes around and loops around. I don't get it. Okay, at least we know what to do here now. That's the good news. Alright, fire boots. And back into this thing. Okay, that has to be pushed there. There's no other way. And I believe there was a blue key up here for that section, but... You know... I'm gonna save that block pushing into the water until a little bit later. Okay, I just saw the other path has the yellow key, and this is where we get it, right? So you only get 2 chances through this section. That's kind of a little mean. Yeah, you have only 2 times to go in here, which means you basically have only 1 chance at everything in there. That's a little rigid. That is a little bit rigid. Okay, so now what? What do we do next, is the question. It seems like this room here is the mystery right now, because... Wait, do we send the glider through... Oh, I see. The glider hits the tank and then goes through the stuff. Okay, clever. Very clever, okay. That is really creative. Okay, that is cool. I like it. So now, I'm guessing this is for this, right? So what is the... Oh, we use the button on the tank whenever we want. Okay, gotcha. So, do I get a red key in here? I'm kind of nervous about just going into that room. But you know, at this point, I don't really see any other option. I mean, one thing I am wondering about, though... Hang on a sec. I'm wondering, how do we get the glider down here in the first place? I mean, do we treat it through a path like... Oh, we treat it through a path like the fireball, don't we? Yeah, I bet that's it. Okay. So let's carve out the path for this glider. I bet that's what the trap button's for. The trap button is what deflects the glider down, right? Or is that not right? Maybe not. Okay, let me see where the glider can go next. So the glider probably goes through that little channel there. And then it goes onto the slide. And then it slides... And it hits that? Okay, hang on a sec. So really, I shouldn't pack this down, because ultimately it's going to turn there, right? So that really was pointless. And here I just do something like that, I guess. Okay, let's see if that works. It should work, except that's a bomb. No, I just totally messed this up, guys. I am so sorry. Is there any way to salvage this? I don't think there is, because no matter what, it's going to come down here and hit the bomb. Yeah, okay. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Okay. Alright, at least now I have an idea of where we're going. That's the main thing. Because at least when you know the objective of the level, that's half the battle won. Again, I keep saying that, but it really is true, though, because if you're playing a level where you don't know what you're doing, I mean, it kind of makes the experience a little less fun, because you're constantly just keeping your eyes out for just about anything, and after a while, you just get tired of constantly looking and looking and looking. Thankfully, this level tells you at the beginning what you're supposed to do. It's mainly the how that's the issue. So, I'm glad the hint is there. If the hint weren't there, this would be a lot less fun to play. Okay. So that goes up there. And so now it's bug time. It's bug time, and we're going round and round with bugs. It's bug time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That almost sounds like the Daisy Circuit music from Mario Kart Wii right there. Alright, so eventually I'm going to need to get that glider to come out here. I'll figure that out later, though. I don't really want to worry about that yet. Let's just do this first. My only complaint so far about this level is that force floor slide section. I wish you could go into that area more than one time. That's my only qualm about it, is that. Okay, I'll have to wait for fire boots. And I don't want... Why did I just die in the water like that? Seriously. I keep making these missteps. And now I think I just messed this up, too. Yeah, okay. Ooh, come on, JB. At least beat this level tonight, man. Wait, did I remember to get that chip last time? I probably forgot. Knowing me, I probably forgot to do that. That would just be my luck. Okay, now it's bug time, or glider time, rather. And now it's bug time. Okay, just take your time, JB, just take your time. Okay, at least that time we didn't have to wait a lot for the tanks. That's the good news. Alrighty, and then this. And that time don't die in there. Alright. So this time around, I'm gonna do this. I'm trying to make the two paths as distinct as possible. I guess I could have just stood next to the pop-up wall the whole time, right? Oh well. So do I push that down there too, the block? I wonder if I need to... What is this block ultimately used for? Because I can't really retrieve it. I'll worry about that later. Whoa, that was close. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and push you up here. And now, let's carve out the glider path. Okay, so it's going to turn left whenever it hits anything, right? Right. Okay, that should work, I think. Let's just try it out. So glider just comes straight shooting through there, turns left, and then goes around, and then goes like, yeah, that should work. Okay, let's try it out. Except I need to do this part first, right? Let's do this first. Alright, you... Then... Whoa! Oh, you have to be really precise with that. And then that. This section just gives me the willies, I'm telling you. Thankfully that one you got a 2-space breathing room there. Wait a minute, this shoots out here, and then... Wait a minute. It comes out the top and then... Okay, yeah, it loops around and goes to the bottom. Okay, so that should work. I just keep wondering, is that glider up there meant to be used for something else? I don't know. It just... I just can't get over that. I don't know. Alright, so I think we are ready. Now the question is, how do we get you over there? I can't waste the blocks in this room, I know that much. And I've got just this one left, so what do I do? See, if I were to make him go up here... So he would just go loop around and then do that again. Okay, let me think. So with one block, what can we do with one? What can I do with one block? See, I can only move it onto the top now, so if I put the block there... Wait a minute. Okay, it would just loop around that way if it came down there. But if I put it there, then it would just go this way, and then come back around. See, I need to get him over onto that spot over there. How do I do that, though? That is the issue. I need to get him to go inside there. How do I do that? Let me go ahead and push this up. See, now he's just going to go around. Which is really not what I wanted. I didn't really want that. So, do I get him to go... Well, the only recourse is that. I have to get him back into this again. So... Yeah, and then he's just going to go back there. So, how do you do this? I'm missing something here. I just know it. Was I supposed to use... Okay, I just died. Great. Was I supposed to use something other than that block for that trap button? I don't know anymore. I really don't. This level is driving me nuts now. It's just when it's this long... Well, I've already given that speech like a bunch of times. I'm just thankful that we had a bunch of nice... shorter levels before this one. Okay. See, the thing is, this wall is blocking that, so I can't really do anything that would get him in here from this side, right? I mean, what can you do? I mean, there's nothing you can really do. Well, let's just go ahead and do this. I'm going to make extra sure that there's nothing I can do with the block. Oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something. What if you have to send the glider there after this, before you even go there yourself? Maybe that's the key to all this. I'll show you what I mean. Right after I do this part. I almost stepped into the water there. That was close. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is, what if I send the glider into the channel before I even do anything? Like, I mean, I'm done with the tanks and the toggle walls, right? I mean, I don't need those anymore, so why not just go ahead and just send them right through? I mean, the only thing he's really going to do is press the trap button, and maybe that's the key to all this, is pressing that button. And maybe this block is to make sure that he holds down the trap button. Maybe that's what this is for. So let's see if that works. So let's see how I can do this with 2 blocks here. Okay, I'm going to need to push that up and then that down. Will that do it? It should. Okay, now let's watch what's going to happen here. Perfect. Awesome. So now it gets that guy out. Okay. So at this point, if I were to release you, the natural path would be to go down there, and then, this is quite an interesting level. Okay, what do I do to get you onto the button? That is the question of the hour now. The answer is probably just staring me blue in the face, and I'm not seeing it. Wait, I think I do. Okay, if he goes down, comes back up, Wait, no, he's going to loop... Yeah, there you go. And then he's going to loop there, come around, and then go back, and then... Okay, I'm hoping that will do the trick. I'm just going to watch to see what kind of path he takes here. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to go around, and then he's going to hit it again, and I think he should repeat the cycle, right? Yeah, okay, good. Alright, that makes me feel a whole lot better, and now this guy's going to just go around. Okay. Okay, this is good. I'm really pleased with this development. Okay. Alright, this makes a lot more sense now. Okay, I'm so worried. I was doing this the completely wrong way. And then this goes and does that. Okay. I'm starting to lose my capacity to even think about future sections just because I get so fixated on one. Alright, so here, and then unblock that, and then unblock. Oh, right. I didn't, except I can just get off here. There we go. I didn't do anything with the tank. See, now it makes much more sense now because I can control the tank and without that glider doing anything. So, yeah, this makes way more sense than what I was doing before. Okay. So, now the question is, what do we do after this room? I'll take care of that once we get to it. I mean, that's just going to be my motto. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Okay, so here, the glider's just going to go through here, down here, and then there. Okay. That should do it, folks. That should totally do it for next phase. Except I need to do this too, don't I? Let's just go and take care of this, because I think I'm probably going to need to do this before anything else. Unless there's something I need the glider to do here too, but I don't see what. I just hope I do not mess up here. Whew, man, that is harrowing. That is tough. Okay. So now is the moment of truth. So I kind of had the right idea with the dirt thing there, but I just had the wrong order of events. That was the main problem. Alright, so now I get this going. So is there another... Okay, he's just hitting the bottom one. So I need to release the tank right as he comes down. Okay, so that's the second one. Third one. Did that even hit? Yeah, it did. Okay, good. There we go. Awesome. Okay, did that do all of them? Or is this one still left? I think that fourth one is still left, right? Okay, let me wait one more move this time. There we go. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Okay, so now the question is, what do I do to get this guy out of that? See, I need to get this block out of here in order to do anything at all, but I can't. Not with that water there. See, there almost has to be flippers, because I don't see any other way you can get that chip up there. There has to be flippers in the level, so I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to just go ahead and go up there, because there's really no other way I can use the tank to make this happen, so... Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so this is what I just cleared up, and here's where the... Okay, here's where this comes in. So here's where I get the flippers, and I'm guessing... Yeah, I cannot use the block to get that bomb blown up. So I need to put the block somewhere to make this happen, but where? Well, I can push it there? No. If I push it there, it's going to bounce back and go around and just keep... Wait, no, that will work. That should work, right? Yeah, because it will bounce there, come back, and then go around. Oh, wait, no it doesn't, because it's just going to bounce on that, and then go... Yeah, that's not going to do it. Okay. Plan B. What do we do here now? Okay. I hope I just didn't ruin this block. I worry that I do that sometimes. Okay, so if it's over here, does that affect anything? I don't think it does. If it's on the very edge, that's definitely not going to do any good. How many of these can I clone? Just, is that button connect to that? I'm guessing so. And I'm guessing that trap is a monster-only point, so... Yeah. What do I do with this, guys? I don't know. See, that has to clone by the glider's accord, so I can't clone unless I get the glider out, but I can't get the glider out unless I get the flippers, so how does that work? You know what I'm beginning to think? I think this was here where I'm standing where I first started, right? So I'm guessing what I had to do was I had to put it over here in this spot. That would make the... wait, there. That would make the most sense. But how would I have even maneuvered it there to begin with? Yeah, I'm still not convinced. Something is not right here. Okay, do I put it in a water space and make dirt? Is that the solution? So right now there's only like one water space I can do that for, and it's the one that's over here. See, if I do that, then it's just going to get into an indefinite loop around this area. Oh, what to do now? I'm sure the answer is staring me blue in the face and I'm not seeing it. Oh, what to do? If only I had some ice skates, that would be amazing. The thing is there's something under this block. Because I'm convinced that this block is needed to direct the glider over to that button and into that trap, right? I mean, that makes sense. But right now I'm stuck here until I can find a way to make this work. I mean, I'm guessing I had to have brought the glider here with me before doing all this, right? But this area here still bothers me. I still can't get past how you're supposed to figure this out. I mean, what do you do here? I mean, I don't see any other place to put this. Unless you're supposed to move it around in the middle of everything. I mean, that might make more sense. So let's assume that's true. So let's say it bounces off. Maybe what we have to do is then... See, you would need skates to pull that off. I don't see... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I might... Yeah, I think I see it. You're supposed to push it into the corner after, like over here, after you do that. Okay. Yeah, so somehow I'm going to need to take the glider with me there before I go across that pop-up wall. That is going to be the trick to all of this. That's going to be the key. The question, though, is how do I pull that off? I mean, I'm just going to ponder this while I'm going through this. I mean, unless there's some different way to extract those blocks from there, I'm not really seeing how to do that. Okay, let me put you there again. Do our little routine, and we are good to go. Oops, that was embarrassing. Okay. Let's not have another death like that again. I'm just trying to think. I mean, this level is driving me crazy. Ooh. There's just so much to remember when you play a level like this. I mean, it's what makes it so maddening. And then the littlest thing that you forget causes a restart. That is why I don't really like long levels that are this unforgivingly linear. Because, see, by virtue of it being long, the difficulty is already ramped up. Because Chip's challenge is inherently at a disadvantage just because there is no way to mitigate player frustration. There's no undo, there's no checkpoint system, none of that. Let's see, and I need to go down here, right? So when you make a level longer, it is inherently harder, no matter how technically fair the challenges may be. When you make it really linear, and when the challenges are hard, I mean, that's like 3 things that are contributing to the difficulty, and it makes it that much more crazy. And now I'm not really sure if I did the right thing with this block, because I put it all the way up here. And now I'm not sure if I can really extract... Yeah, let me start over. Oh, come on, seriously. Oh, I did that again. One day, guys, one day I will beat this, somehow. Somehow I will do it. Okay. So this time, keep this one here, and then take the other one. It's just there's so many layers of information to remember here. Where you have to put the blocks, and then what blocks go where, and where you can take them and can't take them when there's a point of no return involved, with the way that the water structure is set up and the boundaries. I mean, those are layers of information that you expect the player to remember. And when there's so many layers like that, it just gets crazy. And thus the likelihood of forgetting something later on, because your brain is so taxed, gets increased all the more. Okay, let's get you out of that. And let me do this first, and then I'll push that down. There, okay. I'll leave you guys there for now, because right now our focus is this thing. Okay, so how did I do this before? I'm already forgetting. It was something like... Oh yeah, putting it here, right. There. Okay. Thankfully this next part really isn't that bad. I was just making it crazy earlier. Okay, and this time I'll just wait right here. Okay, so let me look at this block thing. Because this... See, I don't know. How are you supposed to do this? I mean, I have to push that down to get in there. There is no other way. There are no flippers nearby. I don't see any other way to pull this off. I have to push it down. Okay, let me just do that for now. Yeah, because there's no way I can access flippers from here. And I don't see any other purpose this serves in the chain of events that is required to get the glider to where it needs to go. Well, I missed the keystroke there, seriously. See, when it's this rigid, when it is this rigid, this is what happens. You get tired. I mean, I'd like to be able to think that most of these levels can be accomplished in one sitting. I mean, I can give You Can't Teach an Old Frog New Tricks the benefit of the doubt because it was created with the intention of having to be solved over a long period of time, but I'm guessing that most of the levels in this set were designed to be solved in one sitting. Well, it's getting to the point where I'm beginning to wonder if I can actually do that here, and I wondered it earlier. I wondered if I'd have to split this up into separate videos because of situations like this, where you're just required to remember so much information that your brain just goes on overload. And honestly, it just gets annoying, it really does. I mean, I hate to put it in those terms, but it really does get annoying. And yes, I do understand that it is my fault for the most part when I'm messing up, but I mean, you gotta stop and think. I mean, are some of the things in this level, are some of the mechanisms that are not part of this core challenge of getting the glider all over the level, are some of these really necessary? I mean, is that 2-time area with the slide really necessary? I mean, because honestly, that, I don't see how that contributes in any way to making this more interesting or bearable for people. I mean, if anything, it just makes it more and more rigid, and it just makes it harder to beat. Okay. Here we go. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. Alright. Do this. Go in here. Do this business. Alright. So I can pretty conclusively determine that there is no way to get in here except to push this down, right? I mean, I'll come back here in a little while, but I don't see how it's done. I just want to do this first before I do anything else, because chances are, if... I'm probably going to mess up here again. I mean, there's like 3... No, 4... Whoa. Yeah, 4 moves that you have to make with precision timing. There's the initial getting off the slide, then there's the block slide, and then there's the getting off the slide, then there's the getting off here, and then there's the 5th one, there's getting off here again. I mean, thankfully those last 2 don't require a whole lot of precision timing like the earlier ones did, but still, after 2 to 3 minutes of playing the level at minimum, requiring players to do that, I mean, really? I'm sorry, I'm just getting tired of this, I really am. And yeah, I have to go there because I have to clear the dirt up. I mean, there's no other way. So let me do that. Let me clear the dirt up. And yeah, there's no way I can really extract this. I mean, how would you do it anyway? I mean, gliders can't push the block. Unless one of these somehow is involved. Could it be? Okay, I just had a thought. What if you weren't supposed to come down here until the glider does? I mean, I hate for that to be the solution, but it sure is looking like it right now. Because at this point, I mean, yeah, I was thinking that you had to push this block up here. But what if that block down there is really for getting the glider into that area? Because I don't see any other way this works. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and run with that assumption. Okay, take a deep breath, JB. You can do this. Okay, I actually made it that time. That's nice. Alright. Get you over here. So really, you have to get the glider to go into the rooms when you go into the rooms. That seems to be the way this works. Because in that last room, you can't go through that recessed wall until the glider gets there. I mean, that whole flipper thing is just pure impossible unless you can do that. Okay. Again, I like the idea of this level a lot, I really do, and I don't mean to sound ridiculously negative, but there comes a point when you have to stop and ask if some of the stuff here is really necessary or if it just makes things needlessly harder. Okay, there. There. And now we wait. Perfect. Alrighty, there we go. I want to make sure I'm actually carving out the path correctly. Okay. There we are. Alright, so in this case, I don't go there until the glider goes there? But I have to get rid of that blue door. I mean... Okay, I'm gonna just try to beat it down here. I guess you have to get into a race or something? I mean, let's see if that would really work. Would that... I guess it would work. I'm assuming it will have to. But let's do this first. I guess you can try to race it and just start it a little bit early once it makes another loop. Maybe that's the way you do it. You have to send it on another loop while you start to get a head start on it. Okay, made that one. There we go. Man, I almost bumped into that glider last time. That was scary, guys. Okay. So let me make the path first. At least I didn't make it before. And then the moment of truth. We'll see if this works. Good, it did. Okay, so now I'm gonna guess that this goes here. I mean, there's no other way I can get in there, right? And that block will have to go into the water that's to the right of it directly. So I'm just gonna run with that. Okay, let me try. Oops. That worked. Okay, wait a little bit. Wait a little bit longer. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I think it hit all of them, right? Pretty sure it did. Okay, so now it's just going to be a matter of doing... Oh wait, what would the recessed wall be for then? See, I assume the recessed wall was to get the thing out. Unless it's not. Maybe it's really not to get that out. Oh, wait a minute, I see. Hang on. I see the way this works. I put it over here, then I do this, right? Okay, I need to time this right. There we go. Okay. Success. We got it. Okay, so now it's spinning around. Good. Perfect. Now I can do this business, finally. And I think the way you're supposed to do this is to just push the block into the upper right corner. That's the only way I can see how this would be possible. And I'm hoping to do this without getting brutally murdered. Okay. Careful. There. Whew, okay, that's done. Now I can go walk on water, finally. Okay, that is a big relief. Now I can walk everywhere. Yay. Question, though, is, what's the point of getting it into the trap? Yeah, what is the purpose of all this? Okay, I need a big picture here. I need to see what's going on. First of all, the remaining chips, where exactly are they? Are they in that room up there, or are they somewhere else? I suppose I could have just done that other area with the block slide now that I have the flippers. Maybe that was what I was meant to do all along. Okay, is there anything hidden? No, there's nothing over there. Should I assume that the last 4 chips are all in that upper left room? Because I don't see anything else to suggest that there are any anywhere else, except that there's one here. Okay, so there's one there. See, I just have doubts that there are at least another one. There's another one under that block. Oh, there is one over there. Okay, good. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so there's one under there, and I need to get it looks like, by the way this is appearing, I need to get the glider back up through here. I'm guessing this is how that would work. With something like this, where I get the blocks in there like that. I'm just making a guess, but let me go around again and just see what that area looks like. So am I the highly intoxicated escort? Who is the highly intoxicated escort? That's my question. See, now that I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if I could have done this earlier. Maybe not, but it looks like you could have done it earlier. Okay, so glider's going to come out here into the trap, right? The question is, where is that trap button? And then once it goes here and does this thing... Okay, I see. Then it goes up. Okay, good. Good to know. So, I'm guessing before we can do anything with it, we need to do all this stuff to prepare for it, right? So, tell you what, let's do this. This kind of reminds me of Vulcan from CCLP3 in a way. Okay, so I gotta be extra careful. So it comes through here. And I need it to not go in there. So it seems like the obvious choice would be to push this up. If it does that, then it would bounce off there and go directly in. Oh, that button is what releases it from the trap. Oh, I see. Okay, clever. Okay, good. Okay, so pretty much I can just push this down, right? The second block down, and then it would just go around. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I don't think we need anything else, so it'll come up through here, and then it will turn left there, and we can just pump it through that. Okay, let's go with that. I'm hoping this will work. Crossing my fingers. Whoa. Okay, that would have been really embarrassing if that actually happened. Okay. There we go. And now for the final stage. I like the way this is all set up, by the way. This was very cleverly set up. The level was kind of a pain to solve, but in the end, when you look back on how this all works, it's pretty neat. I mean, I like the way this works out in the end. And there we go. Hopefully I'm no longer intoxicated when I take on Divide by Zero in the next video.